Hello and welcome. I hope that I worked everything out with this Facebook Live thing, and I think we are live. So hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Randa El-Zain. I am a life coach, so in love with what I do, and I am also the founder of Bio International, where my primary focus is to help you overcome self-doubt, overcome fears, whether or not you admit you have any fears, so that you can live a life, a happy life that you are in love with. Today I am going to be covering 3 questions. This live stream is going to be a short one. I'll be covering 3 most important questions that you should be asking yourself. But before I dig into that, let me first ask you a few questions of my own. And I want you to just reflect on that. Maybe you could write in the comments below and tell me what your replies are. So, do you feel stressed out and that you have so much that you have to do in a day, that at the end of the day, you have very little time or energy to do the things that you love to do? Hello, Nauras, thank you for coming. I felt I was talking to myself for a while. Or do you wonder sometimes that there must be something more to life, that it can't be just running errands and doing all these things that you have to do? There must be something where there's more joy and passion sparked in your life. Is that something you wonder about? Most people, they do. But most people don't take the time to ask themselves this question. Or here's my last question. Do you have a dream, but your inner critic, those voices in your head, tell you forget about it, or we have no time, or there's no money for doing this kind of a thing, so just forget it? If you are asking yourself any of these kind of questions, then you're not alone. And trust me, I was there too. So at the end of this, I'm going to tell you how to get my ebook through my website that would kind of really help you in 5 days to get the answers for these questions that I've just asked uncovered, and you could do it on your own. And it's a free ebook, so go knock yourselves out. But for now, let's dig in. So Tony Robbins says something that I absolutely love, and it's that if you ask stupid questions, you're going to get stupid answers. Hello, Thomas. How are you? So good to see you. So if you ask stupid questions, you're gonna get stupid answers. And here's 3 questions that are not stupid at all. What do you want? Why do you want it? And how are you going to get it? Oprah says that if you don't know what you want in your life, your sole mission, your full-time occupation needs to be to pause your life and find the answer to that question. So if you plan, here's another quote I'm going to read from Abraham Maslow that I love. If you plan on being anything less than you are capable of, you will probably be unhappy for all the days of your life. So finding the answer to what do I want is the most critical question that you need to find answers for. In my coaching practice, this is one of the first things I ask people. They come to me with a long, winded story about what it is that is in the way of them getting what they want, but they still don't know what they want. So I ask, what do you want? And the blabbering of the story that they were just telling shuts up. It's like, and the most common reply that I get is, I don't know. Well, if you don't know where you're heading, how do you know? How would you live life? How would you proceed? How would you plan? How do you think? How do you process anything? If I want to get from point A to point B, but I don't know where point B is, how am I ever going to be unstuck? So this is all about finding that target, that focus of what do I really want? This is one of the most critical questions that you truly need to know the answer for. And there's so many ways to find out. There's so much available to you for free on the internet. Mr. Google is so good at helping you find your passions, but you could also call a coach and, like, hint, hint, they say I'm a very good coach. There's so many ways you could read books, but the point is, what I'm trying to say is that there's so many things that make you resourceful and powerful and empowered so that you can find these answers. You have no excuse to ever say you don't know. Yes, Nauras, I know. I'm so looking forward to hearing all about the updates. Yes, Thomas, ask better questions. Absolutely. Thank you guys for the interaction. It makes me feel so good. All right, so the next question, the second question is why? So it's important to know what you want, but if you don't tag along the answer to why do you want it, then you're not going to take action. Because there's something, there's a difference between intellectual intelligence and emotional intelligence. The 12 inches between your mind and your heart is where it all is. I need to be emotionally attached, emotionally invested, really wanting this thing that I decided I want in life, so that I would go through the tough days. And let me tell you this, 100%, the tough days are gonna happen. Shit happens all the time. And it's about knowing why we want what we want so that you can go ahead with it. If I am going through a difficult time to get to something that I want and I don't have a strong why, I will quit. This is why most of New Year's resolutions regarding health are long forgotten. They're made in December, January. By February, everybody has forgotten it because they have not attached something really juicy to why they want to lose weight or why they want to quit smoking. We are more inclined to take action to run away from pain rather than to run towards pleasure. So you need to be very careful with how you phrase your why. If you have anything that you know right now and you know what you want and you just want help with phrasing the why, put it in the comment or send me a message and I would be more than happy to help you find your juicy why. Oh, there's another quote I'd like to insert here. There's two most important points in one's life. The first one is the moment you were born, and the second one is the moment you know why. So to just share a little bit of my own personal experience, I am living currently in Abu Dhabi to run BU International. I could so easily go back to Canada where I really, really love and would know for sure I would be much, much happier for so many reasons that I will not list today. But because I want to build BU International and because I want to deliver the message that I am here to deliver here in Abu Dhabi, I have made the conscious decision that I'm going to go through the shit so that I get to what I want. So knowing why I want whatever it is that I want is the second most critical question you need to be asking yourself. Last but not least is the question of how. How will I get to what I want? So now I know what I want. If you've done the work, you will know what you want. Second, you will know why you want it. And now third question is how. And to answer this question, there's a few, sorry about that. I did not think my phone is gonna ring. To start with that, I'm going to read a quote from Gibran Khalil that is absolutely bang on for this next part that I'm going to share with you. If you bake bread with indifference, you bake a bitter bread that feeds but half man's hunger. And if you grudge the crushing of grapes, the grudge will distill a poison in the wine. So this is the importance of how do you get to that goal that you've just set for yourself, or that desire, that want that you want in your life. If the way you are handling it, the way you are along that path, like, so a lot of people would set a goal and then they would be like in 5 minutes, okay, so I set the goal and when is it gonna happen? And then they're stressing about the timing and the stressing about how it's happening. So there's so much tension around it. And you could be doing, you could have the most noble cause, but if you are so stressed about it, then that energy of stress is going to create even more stress and more difficulties, more challenges, more hurdles, versus if you were going about it happy-go-lucky with a light air, a light feeling to whatever it is that you want to do. So it's so commonly heard, the pursuit of happiness. I'm inviting you here to look at it from a different angle, the happiness of pursuit. So, because if you want to set a goal, you can get to that goal in 5 days, in 50 days, or in 2 decades. Along that path, what are you going to do and who are you being? So there's that balance between being and doing, and it's so important. Most of us forget about the being. I'll give you a very good example. Parents are so focused on their kids. They want to nurture them. They want to send them to the best schools. They want to spend money on them that they haven't had spent on them in their childhood or something. They want to make it up for the kids, but they are forgetting about the how. So every single morning for most parents, like I was thinking about that the other day, every single moment is such a stressful experience for every kid out there in a car with their parents going to school. Even if they're taking the bus, there's that stressful time at home getting ready to go to the bus, to go to school. So we charge our kids with that negative energy to begin with, and then they grow up into emotionally unstable adults who don't know how to self-manage, and then the schools have to deal with that, and then the wives have to deal with that, and your partners and your bosses and your employees, etc., etc. Every person with an issue, I mean, it has started somewhere. So back to the point of how we need to be very mindful as we are going with what do you call it? Laser sharp focus on that goal that you want to get to. You need to be very careful of who you are being along the way. All right. So you need to enjoy the process, because that's the formula of a happy life. When you are enjoying what you're doing, that's when you could say that I love what I do and I do what I love. And I'm here to you find a life that you are passionate about, a life, not just a happy life, no, a life that you are actually in love with, so that when you wake up in the morning, you say, damn, I get to do yet another day of the same thing, versus, oh shoot, now I have to go to the same shitty job or deal with the same shitty people, blah, blah, blah. You have the power to change your life. Ask smart questions. Take the time to get to the answers, and you would have lived a life that is powered by passion, which is the slogan I live by. To wrap it up, so this is it in a nutshell. Again, the questions are: what do I want? Why do I want it? Don't skip that why part. And how am I gonna get it? So once you know these first two, the last part, this is when you get a calendar and you get an agenda of some sort, and you start planning by month, by goal, by week, or daily, or whatever basis that you prefer to plan. And there will be more, a lot more on that coming up with a new program that I am planning for you. To wrap up, if you want more of this, you could follow me on Instagram, BU Guru, and on Snapchat. In Snapchat, I'm talking primarily in Arabic. I will put all the links at the bottom after I finish this and like figure it out. And you are more than welcome to join my Facebook group. Inside my Facebook group, it's a community of beautiful people who are committed to living their best lives and changing the world along the way. And I'll tell you more about the importance of that. We all want to serve. Whether you're conscious of it or not, we want to know that whatever it is that we are doing, the answer to that first question, has an impact on somebody else, whether it's our kids, our community, or the world at large. Trust me, that's one of the basic psychological needs that we need to meet to live a happy life. And I promised you an ebook. You go to my website, www.buinternational.com. You scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage, and in the footer, you will see the opt-in for the ebook. It's a free ebook. You could read through it really in one day, but if you take the 5 days that I've sectioned out in that ebook, then and do the exercises, like don't skip on the exercises, and you're more than welcome to share with me whatever difficulty you might be facing, and I'd be more than happy to help you with that. It's a lovely book called How to Kiss Your Comfort Zone Goodbye. So it's a 5-day guide that would show you how to basically answer these 3 questions that we've covered today, and a little bit more. So thank you so much, guys, for coming in. I couldn't read your comments and be focused on what I'm trying to say. It's my first one, so thank you so much. I will read your comments, I will reply, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye.